after working with the Majora Carter Group, Sustainable South Bronx, and Mothers on the Move, I finally branched out on my own about 2.5 years ago, creating the BLK ProjeK. Now, what is the BLK ProjeK? The BLK ProjeK is an organization that seeks to create women-led economic development in marginalized communities that utilize urban agriculture, small food business creation and incubation, and holistic health programming. What does that mean in regular people terms? That means that we want to take marginalized women and hook them up and get better food into our communities and make sure that they get the money from those businesses opening up. Because far too often, what we see in poor communities is exactly what I experienced in Harlem. You get sort of the missionary ideology where folks come in and they have good ideas and they're well-intentioned, but by the time folks are finished, the people that were supposed to be helped in that community can no longer live there. And this is what we want to avoid. We want to make sure that we put stakes in the ground and that people are actually able to benefit from good things coming in their community. And one of the biggest issues that we face in the Bronx is definitely food. I live in a community where food is priced higher and it's cheaper quality. When I got to the Bronx, I gained about 35 pounds within the first 2.5 years because when I went to the supermarket, broccoli was almost $3 a bunch and it was wearing a blue fur coat. My tomatoes were mushy and pink on the inside and they didn't taste good. And if I didn't use them that night for marinara sauce, I couldn't use them in the salad the very next day. Because when I went to get salad, you either had sort of wilted romaine or you've got iceberg, which you might as well just drink a glass of water because there's no nutritional value. And so these were the things that we were facing in terms of food. And if you, for whatever reason, I'm not going to pathologize why people may not be eating together at night. This is America. Folks are busy. A lot of times poor folks are demonized for not having this sort of Norman Rockwell sort of family portrait. But the reality is in many communities, particularly when we're talking about single parent households, you don't necessarily have time to fix a meal. And so what happens? People are going to Kennedy's Fried Chicken. There's a Burger King or a McDonald's on every corner. There's a liquor shop and there's a bodega and there's a Chinese place. It's not Williamsburg. There is no Thai food. There's no place to get a great salad with a mesclun mix. And so what happens is you're seeing all of these things in our community. If you couple that with the fact that a lot of times those same communities may not always be the safest place for our kids to go play by themselves and mom is at work and they're latchkey kids, well then you get kids that are getting $10 from mom at the beginning of the week. They're buying oodles of noodles. They're taking their latchkeys. They're going home and they're sitting in front of an Xbox or a PS3 or a television. This is the recipe for disaster in terms of obesity. And so instead of me seeing a problem, what I saw was a market opportunity. I said, okay, there is an opportunity here. Okay, I'm not going to wait for somebody else to come in and put up a cafe that's going to sell mesclun mix. I'm going to get together with folks and we're going to start a CSA and we'll put mesclun mix in our community and then we can do it the way that we want. We'll listen to the community, right? I came in, I was like, oh, we're going to get butternut squash. And people were like, what the hell is this? And so we had to rethink what were we going to do. We started taking cues from the community. It wasn't about importing my value. It was about me being a vehicle to listen to the community and see what they wanted and make sure that we got that for folks. And in some cases, we had folks that discovered spaghetti squash. It was a great way to show their kids something new. And that one stuck. People like spaghetti squash, and so we kept having it. And so we are hoping that we will keep that momentum going. We're here at the Guggenheim Lab today to show all the downtown folks how the uptown folks get it in and just sort of do a casual thing around sort of food justice.